we are picking back up on the 12th of December in mid-afternoon at Perseus' house. After a rather interesting and intense conversations throughout the day, and a long week, to say the least. But finally, after roughly 7 days, all of you have been reunited under the same roof once more. In the midst of this reunion, you suddenly notice that the power to the home and to the street was completely cut off. And that is exactly where we are picking up. So, in this late afternoon, in this little home, currently with no power suddenly, what are your general thoughts and feeling about the current situation, and what are you doing right now?
Could I read a bad situation?
I mean, you can certainly try.
Okay, that's all I can ask.
Lakeisha would like to join in that, a matter of fact, because the first thing I'm checking is outside the door. Is this just this house, or is it the entire block, for example?
I rolled a 14.
Ooh,
14, which is not bad.
Right.
I do believe it's pretty good.
I think that is literally the best I can roll because it's 2 6s plus my 2.
There you go.
Nice.
I don't even remember what I get to do. I don't succeed on checks. Hold on.
What is succeeding on checks? That is,
I didn't think I'd get this far.
new year, new you, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Well, I got an 11 on mine.
Okay.
I did as well.
All right.
We be reading the bad
Has
situations.
Like, I could say that at some point, like, I'm gonna know like what things do, but that would be a lie.
Quick question.
Yes.
Where am I? Did I get
Where
to the
are
house
you?
yet?
You were at the house last time.
You drove Percy
Yeah, we're all
there.
basically in the
No, I drove
doorway
Percy
of
there.
Percy's,
Kate was there.
Okay, I was trying to remember if I actually made it to Percy's house.
Yeah, I
Tiffany
think you
and
just
Percy
made it
just
there,
got done
like-
talking and
Okay.
opened the door to be like, okay, and everybody jumped away from the door because y'all were all listening to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And like then all of the power went out the second we opened the
Okay.
door.
All right. So on the roll, read a bad situation on the 10 plus, you can roll 3, which is usually like question or what's the best way in, best way out, or are there any danger you haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the biggest best way to protect a victim? Right now, there's only a few options that would actually make sense, possibly in this situation.
I would like to. I rolled a 12 plus, which means I can ask something not on the list. Could I do that?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like this is information Percy would absolutely know. What would it take to shut down power to this street?
There's a variety of things that would allow it. Either no power surge, like it happens sometimes. Bad winters, no power goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's actually not the case. Sometimes a pole down somewhere on the line will absolutely knock the power for the entire street. Something at the I forget what's the actual name for it. It's like essentially where all the things connect and then redirect to the poles. Essentially any disturbance.
Okay.
Well, what are the logical explanation for that would be that. What are the more supernatural things? Well, there's probably a bunch of shit can do that.
Mm-hmm. would shutting down the power, assuming Percy's mind is automatically assuming it's a supernatural threat because that's what he does. Assuming it is a supernatural threat and it had a corporeal body, how far away would it have had to have been to shut down power to the whole street?
Good question. To be able to do it to this degree, probably at where it would connect in general, like where like all those things would like relate to as main connection point, that would probably be the best location, which is far enough to your home, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually not going to ask the rest of my questions since two of my teammates also rolled really well. So I'll just take my hands off that and let you guys take over.
Well, I think Lakeisha would be asking, what's the best way to protect the victims? Is this a batten down the hatches type of situation or an evac, for example?
So, right now, it really depends on what level of danger it is, right? At this point, to your knowledge, it is just a power outage, right? There's no power. You don't see any immediate danger, besides possibly the people inside this home that may or may not be dangerous. So the only way to currently protect somebody is to make sure that they still have access to warmth. I don't remember exactly who asked if it's just not the house, but like the entire street. From what you can see, if you like see a few houses down, if they have light outside, you would see that there's no lights in those houses either. But is it like they like are just turned off or there's just no power? The only way to really know is to actually go there. Street lights are not on at this time because it is not late enough for that. Any other who would roll for that? It was like Percy, Lakeisha, and Bia. What did you roll again?
I rolled an 11 because Bia finally has some sharp. Not much, but so I'm going to ask, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
What is the general scope of that? Like, is it within like general vicinity? If it is, if that would be limited to your general vicinity right now, like which is probably the household and surrounding.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. And then, what's the biggest threat? Is it just the power being out? Is there anything that
currently in this situation right now, it is probably the biggest threat, unless like one of you decide to flip and murder people.
Okay.
Which is not impossible. But like within like this home, yeah, it's power just cut off. It's gonna eventually get colder because it is still a very cold day. I don't know. I feel like Percy would be paranoid enough to have a backup generator that he could turn on. It would just be very much on brand for the man.
It's not on my sheet, but if you'll let me have it, 100%.
Look, it would just make sense if you asked me that you would be paranoid enough that you would be able to go off grid like for a bit.
Percy was the first person to adopt solar.
One day he was outside, he's like, man, it's really hot out. They say that it's only going to get hotter. I could use that. And there you go.
Lakeisha may or may not have fed that paranoia. Just saying.
Like,
that would track.
It comes with a trade. But yeah, if you want to go outside and probably...
I thought we were outside.
Well, some of you were outside, some of you were inside.
Okay.
Literally at the doorway of the house.
At the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
So depending on how cold you want your house to be, you may want to close that door.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But yeah, if you have something outside, you can just turn on, burn some fuel for at least for a few hours.
Yeah, I feel like Lakeisha would basically recommend, all right, let's get everybody inside. Let's at least stay within proximity for warmth because, there could be something going on. When the power went down, Did the phone lines also go down?
You pick up the phone. There's no tone on it,
Right. All
which
right.
means that somewhere along the line is probably cut.
Probably.
And I'm not sure how certain things are built over there, but here in Yale, Canada, especially in the olden days, like a lot of those things were like on the same poles, not the same line per se, but on the same poles.
Understood. All right. Well, paranoia mode engaged. While everybody else gets ushered into the house, I mean, of course, if anybody wants to get anything from their car, by all means, Lakeisha is going to lead by example and start pulling tech from her trunk. That would be proximity alarms, extra ordnance that really doesn't make sense in the moment, but might later. And yeah, she looks like she's stocking up and preparing to bring some things in the house.
All right.
Tiffany goes back to where she was sitting on the couch when Percy first got home and like curls up in the corner and throws the blanket back around herself and is like, y'all seem real agitated. Somebody probably just ran into a phone pole. It's kind of icy out.
Yeah, probably, but ain't it better to be careful? Okay, okay, come on. I'm just gonna like wave in very, very quickly and look across. And like you should go. Fucking get in the house. Fuck! I'm not leaving my door open. It's freezing outside. Come on. Don't you fucking. God, I'll just shut the door and let her open it when she comes inside.
Brings in like 2 bandoliers full of ordnance and more grenades than you knew she owned, and proximity alarms all set. At least one at the front entrance, one at the back entrance, and probably at the sides of the house.
All right.
Tiffany's just going to look up and be like, hi, Cade. I'm sorry I haven't called this week. It's been a really weird week.
It's all good.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I just kind of been hiding out of the house.
Everyone
Things are
has
real
their
weird.
time. You need time, that's fine. I didn't want to bother you either. I figured if you needed me, let me know.
No, it's not a bother. Things are just. And she looks at Percy for a second and she's just like, this week. She's just, it's all of the 18-year-old angst.
Angst.
Percy's gonna first look at Bia and say, hey, generator is in the basement. Would you mind going and kicking that off for us? There's cans of gas right next to it.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. And then he's gonna start. I feel like honestly, this is not the first time him and Lakeisha have done this in this house. So he's just gonna start helping her very, very quickly and naturally start setting these mines. The whole time telling her she's being paranoid while he helps her set it.
And that is a question
we're not talking
from
like regular claymores or something like this. They're like ultrasonic, disruptive devices. You know, all the newest toys from R&D back at the agency.
Here, this is like more a question from Frank to Jay instead of Keeper to Percy. Has Jay ever used a generator like that in his life?
I think he's had it for a long time.
No, you as a person. Has he ever used one?
One time. My grandfather had a really old one. It stunk of gasoline all the fucking time, and you had to crank it for like an hour before it worked.
So you probably understand that it's probably a terrible idea to have that in your basement.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And all
it's
that.
a terrible... But also, Percy...
All right.
I feel like Percy would have it like vented out somehow, just because he would be paranoid.
So
about
we've established that in the basement itself we have an entire system that you can go into as a safe house. So there would for sure be airflow.
Okay.
That goes through there.
I just wanted to make sure that like we understood like your setup.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you had just had light in the ye old regular basement without proper things, you would just poison the entire household.
And eventually blow yourself up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's apparently fine because we'd be out from carbon monoxide poisoning. Like,
yeah.
I think we've basically also established the new T-shirt for the group. Yeah, because Percy. End of sentence.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Just wanted to establish that you as a person also had like a basic understanding of safety when equipment like that.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So power get turned on. It's probably being super fucking loud, as those old generators usually are. And I'm assuming only the essential thing would be probably connected to that. A bit of a bit of heat, and yeah,
Like 1 or 2 lights.
yeah, at most, and it's probably only like powering like a specific section of the home. It's not connected to all the main house wiring, because that would require a big ass generator.
Yeah.
All right, so there you are, at least in a probably a smaller room with a bit of power and heat. While who knows what is going on.
Thankfully for the rest of you yahoos, I also am familiar with how sparse Percy's refrigerator usually is. Considering the power is out anyway, it's just as well. Lakeisha also brought in a few foodstuffs, and she's gonna probably do as I say, not as I do type mode, where she'll go outside the back and probably find Percy's, kind of forgotten barbecue, and try to resurrect it a little bit, start it up, and start grilling some stuff for
All
us
right.
to nosh on.
I'm not hungry. Don't make me anything. Thank you.
Hey, listen,
Do we want to just like drive by Mama's house and see if we've got power there?
No.
We
We're
can
not
drive
going
by mine.
anywhere. We could do that.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Before, kind of hesitate to say this. Tiff, Kate, could you sense the vibe? I don't know how to. Can you tell?
No, please keep going.
He's gonna look specifically at Cade for like a long moment and just go, never mind. Let's go check and see if the rest of the town has power.
I mean, I can just. Do you want me to see if there's something going on in the supernatural sense? Because I can try.
If you're capable of it, I don't know what you can or cannot do, but if it is possible, yes, that would be great. Just to ease the paranoid old geezers here. Thank you.
Speak for yourself over there, sir. And by the way, my 2 cents, it makes sense to see where the spooky might be right now before we just go all willy-nilly over town. I defer to our magic types here that can suss out something for us.
I mean,
beforehand.
I would need to read a bad situation basically, and then I can open up my third eye if I roll a 7+.
You can certainly try to.
All right, well, then that is what I'm going to do. I am going to read a bad situation. I'm going to roll these dice and hope that they do not betray me and see what happens. Okay. It's plus sharp. Okay, cool. Use these two. Oh, well, that's not bad because that's, just an 11 off the bat plus sharp. So I rolled a 12.
All right.
So I can kind of ask whatever, but with my third eye, I can open up my third eye for a moment and take an extra information. On a 7+, I can take a +1 hold, and I can see invisible things. So
Okay.
I can...
Essentially, what would be, within what you would normally see.
Right, I can see anything invisible that's around us. So, like, if there's something that's like on the other side of the veil, kind of thing, I can see it. And since I can ask anything, I'm going to ask what is the source of the power outage using my third eye ability.
All right, so you don't see anything invisible here, which is, I guess, reassuring. This house does not have any ghost in it. focusing on.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of close her eyes and she's
No.
just really, really gonna focus.
So your mind get transported almost into the power line that's in front of the house, and then just through like a weird sci-fi vision, you essentially go through the wire until you do find. You're not exactly sure how far, but you do see eventually like a cut in that line completely. Like that, your vision does not take you further than that. Exactly how far it is, you're not exactly sure because it's not proper vision, right?
Right.
But you do see, for lack of a better word, a disturbance in force.
So, but there is a firm cut in the line.
Yeah.
It's not like a pull down or anything like that. It's literally been cut.
Well, I mean, if the pole was down and the line was cut from the pole, it would cut the line, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But I can't
At
tell
some
how far
point,
away from
yeah.
it is, or who
Yeah.
would have cut it.
You have a feeling like it would probably not take you too far, like just based on your own personal abilities, without too much degree of exhaustion from that.
Yeah.
It's still.
Do I know which
It's still a
direction the
quick-
power took me?
Uh,
Well, I mean, there's really only one direction they can go because Percy lives kind of at the end of the street. So
yeah.
Okay. And I'll just kind of like shake my head as I come out of it. And as she's opening her eyes, you can see like a lick of flame that's there because the fire just kind of roars up inside her a little bit. And she just kind of comes out of it and she's like, there's a power line and phone line. The wires have been completely cut. I can't tell if somebody cut them or if they're down or a pole fell down. It's not too far away up the
Did it-
road.
Look like okay, up the road. All right.
Well, I mean, you live at the end of the road here. There's like one more power pole and it goes to the new workshop that the agency's building us. Like,
Look, just humor a paranoid old man, okay? Keisha, do you mind staying here and making sure the other two are safe? Bia, you want to come with me and just check it out real quick?
Yeah,
Yep.
just be sure to
should
pick
come
the
with
sandwiches
you.
up on the way. And she's already got like a mini stack of when I said that she was grilling, I didn't mean
she
like,
fucking grilling.
like grilled cheese sandwiches.
oh, grilled cheese
And-
sandwiches and grill are bomb ass food.
Let her cook.
So
Let her
green,
cook.
you got, and then you got like for the meaties, got Canadian bacon with some pepper jack.
Now hold on. I don't mean to be a rules lawyer, but have you rolled for those grilled cheese? Okay.
Listen, we can
Roll for grilled
about it.
cheese?
Lakeisha doesn't need to roll
out
for grilled
there.
cheese.
She's a grill master. Okay.
Grill master.
I have no
Well-
idea which skill it is I'd be rolling, but I'm
I
more
don't-
than happy to.
It's plus weird.
I don't think
Making
the
a good
skill.
grilled cheese is plus weird.
I don't think the skill here would be like necessarily rolling for the grilled cheese. It's more like the danger of the barbecue itself.
Oh yeah. This is Percy's barbecue. Okay, it hasn't been well
Act
maintained.
under pressure.
As somebody that used terrible barbecue in the past, it can be a hazard.
Oh snap! Okay, all right. Well, my cool under pressure would be act under pressure would be a good one then.
Yeah,
If you would permit me. on
just to see
that
if you don't
one.
catch on fire, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get I think I get it. Yeah, I get a +2 on that. Here we go. Okay, so that's pretty good. So that's a 7.
All right. So yeah, you don't catch on fire. You're like maybe like your eyebrow a bit singed, but you're fine.
Great.
Edges of a couple of sandwiches are a little burned.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So who's stepping out of the house?
I was gonna say, did Cade say that they wanted to go?
All right.
And she's like, I would be a better use there.
Can't
With
we just all
my-
pile in the car and go?
Whatever you called it.
No, we don't need to all go, and also we're not driving right.
Yeah, it's a walk up the street. It's
Well, I don't know how far it was. You might need the car or the truck. I mean, Bia's got her truck, yeah?
Yeah, I got my van.
We could all
think
fit
it
in that
might-
easy.
Oh, everyone can fit. I think it might be better if we stay together on this. That way nothing's coming at us divided.
Fair enough.
Well, Percy's
looks at
gonna think
Percy.
about it for a second.
Please.
Fine. All right. Just. Keish, how long is the food gonna take?
I mean, we're already ready to go, my friend. And she gestures over to like the plate of sandwiches. That's all. Because while all of you guys have been strategizing, I mean, she's focused. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't take that long.
I mean, it does take me a few minutes to do the third eye thing. It's I have to like.
It takes some time, right? It's not instant.
So, I think so. Yeah. So once we button up the house, pile into Bia's truck. Yeah, why not? Let's do this. And I think before Percy gets in the van, Lakeisha kind of pulls his coattails to the side, like, listen, man, I know in light of recent revelations here, it might put additional worry, right? But she can take care of herself.
All right. I'm afraid to say this because I feel like it's going to say a lot more about me than whatever I'm actually going to say. She meaning who?
Yeah, because there's information that you as a player know that your character may not know, right?
Cher knows.
Yeah, but
And
it's
Lakeisha
important
would
to
know,
separate
and-
two things.
Lakeisha would know and would play with you about it and be like, you know who I mean. And just like push past them and like just get in the van. And just leave it like that.
I mean,
Percy is
the thing
legitimately
that
baffled.
Unless Lakeisha knows something from the agency, she does not know about Tiffany.
Well,
because you weren't in the room. She wasn't in the room when Percy said it.
they were listening through the door, though, weren't they?
They were
Lakeisha
locking
was.
everybody out when the gun went off, and then they ran in the room.
Let's just say that Lakeisha also grew up in the same school and neighborhood and, same town as her parents.
This is something we could probably figure out later.
I'm just saying I was under the impression that the only
she's
people
an
that
agent
knew
for a living, and her job is figuring things out. I mean,
we're gonna figure that out, like to what extent your character would be aware of that. At this time, I would say it may be under the assumption that you would probably not add that information because it is very, very new, and it is not something that would be very centric or important to the organization per se.
Sure, and in her own way, this is how she teases information out of targets or marks all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what's going on. Come on.
And it is said vaguely enough that it
that
may
whole spy
not be
thing,
specific. So,
Right.
with this in mind,
it's a
Bia,
three-row truck, yeah. Tiffany climbs all the way in the back.
Yeah. Bia, as you step out of the house, it is a new week. There's a lot of things that have been happening to you in past week or so in recent times. You do get weirdly hit for a moment with not necessarily an image, but more of a feeling. That sensation of something hunting, like predator hunting. But like, you don't necessarily feel it from the perspective of the prey, but more from the predator itself. Like something's like a rush of like adrenaline and hunger.
Okay.
You may do as you see fit with that information.
I think she like blinks hard and gets in the van, and I don't think she says anything about it immediately. Yeah. Just she's a little bit off, but also she's been a little bit weird anyways, because this literally happened 2 days ago.
Everybody has been a bit weird, so weird is kind of the new normal here.
Yeah. And so she's gonna, all right, I'm gonna start driving. Purse, keep eye out to the right. Cade, got left. Everyone keep an eye out for pull down, cut lines, anything like that.
Got it.
She's going to start driving at the right speed where it looks like she's just being careful about ice, but is actually just giving everyone time to keep an eye on things.
Yeah. All right. So you're driving along the road and all that. Maybe like 15, 20 minutes down the road, like after like a few turns and all that, you are able to, with ease, determine what is probably the source of the issue. Especially like as you see this pickup truck, essentially that just ram a pole and like it completely cut it. Like you see the line dangling the street completely. The truck is like halfway in the woods. But you're not exactly, that would be your first assumption. Like the way it hit, like it is like with the back of the truck, so it probably like out of skid or something and just ram it with its butt. But what's surprising is seeing the missing door on the passenger side.
As soon as we pulling the car over on the other side of the road from the downed power line, and just goes, "Nobody get close to that power line.
Yeah, it would be
stay together. No one's solo on this."
Given the fact that Percy has definitely dealt with accidents fueled by alcohol before, in his time as a sheriff, he's gonna step out of the vehicle and like kind of give a look at Bia and Lakeisha and give them like okay, hold on. And he's gonna give it a wide berth. Like he's not gonna go like he was just told not to go though, but he's gonna circle and see if he can see anything from the outside.
Bia's going right behind him.
He's not gonna stop you. He's just doing his usual, hey, I used to be a sheriff. Let me do my thing and start investigating.
All right.
Lakeisha's got a firearm at least aimed at the ready, covering them just in case.
Bia's got a hand on her bat tucked in the coat.
All right. So essentially, like doing a wide berth around, probably like a bit in like ditch and surrounding wood a little bit. Yeah. Anybody like going a bit more towards the truck itself?
Not yet.
No, but I would like to cast the bones.
Cast the bones.
All right. So you're just like doing that on the side of the road or from within the van?
Oh yeah, no, like right in the van. Like probably
it's for comfort, right?
Probably didn't unbuckle her seatbelt. She's just wait. Are there seatbelts in there?
Yes. I mean, there's probably seatbelts in there.
It's Bia's car, so yes, for sure.
I feel like Cade.
If Cade is gonna throw bones while the other folks are investigating, Tiffany would stay with her so she wasn't by herself.
Sounds good. All right. In that case, roll for whatever you need for that. And Percy, since you're leading the old path, assuming something like investigate a mystery or something like that would probably be fitting, or read a bad situation, whatever you believe works best.
I think
based on your own intention.
I think that reading a bad situation is a smart thing to do. So therefore, because we're role playing, I will investigate a mystery instead. Or sorry, did I say that backwards? Reading a bad situation is a smart thing to do. I'm gonna investigate a mystery. I'll let other people figure out if we're in danger or not. 7.
Which is, it's a mix, right? 7 to 9 is not terrible. So on 7, you can ask me one of the usual questions under read a bad situation.
Yes.
And while you think of that, Kate, what did you roll? For
real quick, Jay, did you roll read a bad situation or investigate a mystery?
I'm investigating a mystery.
Okay. Because technically, Cast the Bones, I can ask any questions under Cast the Bones or under Investigate a Mystery.
All right.
Oh.
So,
well, if you want to do your thing, you do what you do. You go first. I will gladly wait.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, I rolled an 8, so I have one question that I can ask. And I'm going to ask particularly about like the ripped off door, like what sort of creature is it?
All right. We'll remove the door. Okay. All right. And you know what? Because sometimes, like, answering both questions would sometimes work at more or less at the same time. What would have been your question for that, Percy?
What's being concealed here?
That's going to be my other one.
Oh, look at that. We're so think.
Oh.
It's like you've worked together before. So, Kate, as you're being more or less, casting those bones, looking at them, reading through cracks, you are almost briefly transported through the eyes of what did this, what was here. You feel for a moment extremely powerful physically, and you see essentially a claws and paw thing, just going and removing physically that door like it's nothing. As for the nature of the exact nature of the creature, you are uncertain.
Do I see hands?
You do see, essentially from that perspective, essentially what would be humanoid shape in some way, but very dark with very long claws attached to it, much larger than what your hand would be, probably a size and a half easily. They probably make shacks and look small.
And from my point of view, where's my eye line in comparison to the car? Am I much taller than the car? Am I?
You are taller than the car. Okay. You would if you were outside of the truck, it would be a bit. I don't know. I don't remember how tall Cade is.
Cade's 5'3".
Okay, I'm trying to put myself in perspective of somebody that's that short.
Wow. Wow.
Look, wow. I'm a bit taller than that.
Wow. So the person who's literally 5 feet tall.
Come on, storyteller, get all the jokes out now. Worm's eye view.
I'm gonna have to physically get up to actually be able to imagine that.
All right.
So a shorty's got to stick together, though. All right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Just disrespectful. Just disrespectful.
Yeah. Nobody came here to be respected.
Okay, that's fair, but still.
Listen.
You compared to what your perspective as Kate, and probably as you as well, you would probably be a foot or two above your current height.
A foot or two. Okay.
Yeah, you're not exactly sure if it's because you're bent over or something, or standing properly. You have a feeling that the way this was done, this creature was bent forward.
Okay.
Right now, Lakeisha is still back further than Percy and B. But She's got a rifle, she set it right up on the hood. She's got a rifle trained. Now she's looking through a scope right now. Yeah. And I think she would want to investigate a mystery.
All right. Before I address that, I'm just going to answer Percy's question real quick.
Yes.
So what is the question was what is concealed, right? It's probably only concealed because you took such a wide berth around it that as you took a more direct approach, you may have noticed a few things a bit more. You look around, and behind some of the tree, you start noticing drag marks and patch of red, which you're a clever person. You can probably put 2 and 2 together of what those patches are on the snow with those drag mark, and you see alongside what can only be described as more or less a bestial footprint pattern, is dragging something, but does not seem to be struggling to drag it.
I have an off-the-wall question. Is this a distinctive enough truck that Bia might know whose it is?
I almost asked earlier if Bia knew who it was.
It could very well just be a very generic F-100 that, half the people in town drive, but...
I mean, it is, and it is, no, the truck itself is generic itself. What is probably more distinctive is, sticker on the back, window and shit like that, identifier of who's driving that, because people will take pride on their truck and just put whatever they want. You do know that this truck belonged to Mr. Robinson, who is a neighbor, a few houses down from Percy. You've seen him before. A fella in his mid 40s. No, usually a nice guy. Coach a little league during the summer.
Oh, so Bia definitely knows him.
You know him before. You just did not realize that he was a neighbor to Percy until recently, because he's been spending a bit more time around. But yeah, you know Mr. Robinson.
How long has it been since the power went out?
So there was a few things that happened in the house, right? It depends on how much time you actually fucked around. I know, to get into casting of Third Eye, probably 10, 15
about 10
minutes. Yeah, 10, 15 minutes from there. To cook I have a bunch of fucking sandwich and ready. It takes a few minutes there too, so probably between 45 minutes to an hour, maybe more, depending on how much you fucked around. Because there was a lot of things happening, that y'all did.
Okay, I'm gonna lean.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean back to the other two and say, if he's not already dead, it's unlikely that whoever drove this vehicle will be alive much longer. Maybe get the girls. I think we have an impromptu hunt on our hands.
Yeah.
That wording makes Bia stutter a little, and then she goes, Percy, it's Mike Robinson. That's Mike's truck.
Okay, then grab him quickly.
Yep.
Yep. Circle up. Lakeisha kind of looks over at the vehicle. Yep.
Tiffany would hear the whistle and tap on the car window and be like.
And for the investigative mystery.
Yeah. So where exactly are you positioned in that general vicinity again?
Well, if these two beckoned Lakeisha over to intimate that we at least some of us know this person's this person who owns the vehicle and such, I think she would go ahead and adjust. She's got her gear basically at her feet. Picks up her gear and whistles and starts walking over, and following Percy's eye line to see these tracks that he's tracking. I think Lakeisha's investigator mystery would be to ask which way did it go, so we could follow up on it.
All right.
Because this is definitely giving her vibes like with what happened to her father.
Honestly, I would not even make you roll for that. Like, it's just somebody that you could apply like proper human logic to it based on point A of the vehicle and like the way like things are, like when you see the tracks. Like if you see something being pulled through snow, you know which direction it's going. If I don't have the map of Fairwick in my brain right now, and then all the roads are, and what is north, what is west. And
I'm sorry, I don't have
it.
the map
It's all right. Eventually, it may exist.
No, my concern was more of the current weather situation. As opposed to how long this site has been this way. You see what I mean? Because then, tracks can get sloshed.
What's actually like the forecast within like half hour and so on.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, go for it. Like, just it would be roll possibly bad situation, and then we can just apply accordingly. There's no like nature check in this game, so
sure. We rolled a 4 and a 5 though on these dice. So for that,
that's pretty decent.
That is pretty decent plus sharp. So that's 10. Solid 10.
So, you know that the sky has been very gray all day, right? Which happens. It is cold, but not too cold that it will not snow. With this sky being that gray, and you did not really stick around in the morning to check the weather report, because you essentially like took a sip of coffee and bailed. This would have probably been next on the news. There's a chance of possible snow. Exactly how hard it will hit. People that are up to date with the weather report would probably have a journal ID. But yeah, there's a chance of snow. You're not exactly sure like soon exactly. Because as somebody that, deal with snowstorm every year, you never really know. You have a journal ID, that's it.
I've got a rules question really quick, because we're expanding into new territory and everything. So since I rolled a 10 plus on that, it says hold 2, and 1 hold can be spent to ask the question that I asked, right?
Yeah.
When I say a hold, does that mean I can hold another question for a little later from now within the same scene? Is that what that refers to?
Means you can ask 2 questions.
Yeah, you can ask 2 questions.
2 questions.
Yeah, it's just weirdly worded, but yeah, that's actually like you can ask 2 questions.
Sometimes you do get to hold one like that you can add onto a roll, but it will very specifically say that.
Yeah.
So
Sure. All right. Well then, second question then, I would say, what happened here? Now, specifically, the blood trail that we're seeing, are we seeing like a grievous amount of blood?
It is not grievous per se. Like, I would not say like it's like completely, somebody has been completely gutted. But definitely like it is in decent quantity at a frequent rate.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I would think Lakeisha is well aware of how much blood loss is real blood loss. That's just that's not a good situation at all. But I mean, like somebody bleeding that much would require medical assistance within fairly quickly. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. So, the party at B are being gathered real quick.
I was gonna say, pretty much as soon as everybody's like together, Bia's going.
Yeah. Yeah. The truck is parked on the side of the road. I don't know if put any signalization that, oh, by the way, I'm not responsible for this shit.
I think the truck's just gonna stay where it is because Bia's not stopping long enough to do anything to it.
All right. Perfect. All right.
And she's not giving people any time to figure out something to do with it.
So by this time, it's probably around 2:30 in the afternoon. We are currently approaching rapidly like shadows and sunset because it's wintertime. Around 4:30 p.m., it's probably going to be dark. So I'm assuming being prepared hunter, be prepared people, you would have, at least some of you, some flashlights available. Or at least whatever is available in the van. You don't necessarily like carry like a big ass fucking flashlight.
No, she does. She's got like a full road safety kit in there and like flares too.
Good.
I do believe we have established in the past that where Bia leaves off, Lakeisha picks up. I mean, yes, we're already distributing,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay. Just because, well, be prepared to be in darkness in a moment. If you're talking, you're muted.
I just said, oh, fun, sarcastically.
I mean, I did not need to hear you to like understand it was sarcasm.
I feel like probably we don't have enough flashlights for everybody, but we probably have like 3. Tiffany does not have one. Hers is in her car.
That seems right.
Yeah.
Like Bia's got flashlights. She does not have 5 flashlights.
Right. And Bia probably's got like one of those big brick ones from the 80s. It's like this big in the front. Yep. Like one of the biggest
handle on it.
Slap it around once in a while like battery.
There's at least one mag light that could also be used as a club.
And technically, Tiff's light is in her hands. I mean, let's be honest. So
I can light my hands on fire as needed, but it is not wet yet. So let me not burn the forest down.
Yeah.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
All right. Perfect. So I'm assuming that as a group, you are with a certain level of care, but also haste, following along the possible trail.
Yeah, I think it would probably take Tiffany and Kate a few minutes to catch up to everybody because they've got a good 10-minute head start on us. So we would probably be, because we were in the truck.
Yeah. We were waiting
they waited for us.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bia's waiting for everybody to get in a group.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, but it'd still take us a few minutes to get to everybody. So I don't know where that kind of leads us. But I would say that we probably took a more direct route.
So I don't know what's everybody's footwear situation. I doubt that everybody has like big snow boots right now.
Tiffany's in boots, but they're not snow boots.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Combat boots all the time, every time. I mean, hello.
It's still
also
not
in combat boots.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiffany's wearing like 80s style cowboy boots.
Yeah. So
with her knife stuck in the side of it because that's where she could put a sheath.
Yeah. Not designed to like go trek in deep snow. Which, as you venture into the woods, some area are deeper in snow, some are lesser, just because of nature of the woods. But you can somewhat guesstimate like where, based on like a few branch here, like it's probably a bit like more shallow, and the occasional like, oh, it's probably not going to be too deep, and then just be like knee down, and it sucks. I know, I've been there before. So who's taking the lead on that? Because I'm not going to make everybody roll for it.
If nobody stops him, Percy will.
I was going to say Bia was starting first, but would probably at least be side by side with Percy.
just because I think it would be funny. Bia, could you do something for me? There is something called what is it fucking called? Just roll for cool.
Okay. Well,
Because you had that very weird sensation earlier on. And
Oh. Okay.
with the information that you have right now, it is probably messing with you a bit on various level.
Yep, and it's also messing with my camera. Excuse me. I rolled an 8. I panicked at first because there was a 1 on one of the dice, but a 5 on the other, and I +2. So that's an 8.
All right.
So I'm alive still. Probably.
Yeah, you're still you're still able to keep some of your cool right now, but yeah, you still feel that. Yeah. All right. So Percy, I'm assuming at this point would be more or less really investigate to just.
Sure.
I mean, finding the tracks per se is not too hard. It's not hard to follow the trail. It's just more or less to make sure that you don't stumble upon something that you are not expecting.
Yeah. Okay. So investigate a mystery then.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Here we go.
See what other things you may be picking up along the way.
You're never gonna believe this. It's another 7. I could get just low enough to not be a failure, but that's about it at this point.
Keep being average. All right. Ask me one of the question within. Actually, it would be one of the question, and I will answer as honestly as I can.
What? Hold on. I feel like I'm gonna say I want more information, but I'm gonna go with the smart answer and just say, where did it go? I really want to ask about its capabilities, but if I'm tracking
where did it go is not too hard. I could give you that freely.
Okay, so I can ask another one?
It's follow the breadcrumbs here, but a bit messier.
Okay. Very, very kind of you, Keeper. All right, in that case, I'm gonna say, what can it do?
Well, obviously, based on your previous observation and current observation, it is capable of immense strength. If it's able to remove a door from a truck, it probably can remove the head from your body. And considering that it's carrying what Mr. Robinson not to be a small fella.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not super huge, but it's you got a proper dad bod, with a beer belly and shit. With what appeared to be somewhat some ease, because you can see it's been dragging snow, but it's not being fully being pulled multiple times, just being smoothly dragged. Making Mr. Robinson into a fancy sleigh, essentially.
I don't like it.
That's even worse.
Good. So yeah, you would know that, if anything, it is capable of immense strength.
Great. Okay. I'm gonna slowly unholster, just unclip the clasp on the holster on my revolver. Just keep my hand there, and I'll take a look back at everybody for a second. And say, hey, all of you. Just keep your. Never mind. And I'll keep walking real awkwardly and just move a little bit faster so I can be ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Bia's got the bat just out at this point then.
Yep.
All right. Perfect. So, as the trail it continues, like shadow get longer and the night's getting darker. You may have you expect maybe 30 minutes before you will absolutely need to have a flashlight on. One of the things that you do notice is that as you follow along the trail and it's going down where there's essentially a creek and all of that nearby, and that the latter are becoming less frequent, which usually only mean one thing. It's not producing as much, which is not usually good for a person. But you keep continuing. For those of you that don't have very good footwear, your feet are getting pretty fucking cold right now. It sucks. And I'm assuming for some of you, some snow is probably getting into your boots. And it's getting wet and cold. And yeah. You're not having a good time right now. But you continue on until eventually darkness is there. Flashlight is on, and you're able to see, there are some natural cavern holes where some bear will sleep and shit like that during long winter with their old hibernate. People that live in the region that go hunting for normal animal are usually more or less aware of where those are. You are able to follow roughly those track up to one of those what would be a bear cavern usually during the winter. But a bear should not be able to do that. Unless it's a really fucking big bear.
And not at this time of year either, because bears, it's currently Fat Bear Week and it's the first week of October. They're going to be asleep before November 1st.
Yeah, at this time of the year, they're fucking asleep.
It's the best.
Living their best bear life.
Can Percy take a few steps back to address some people real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. He's gonna stop. He's gonna turn around and look across at everybody real quick and go, okay, full stop. I ain't got no clue what the fuck this is, but this thing is dangerous. We've usually gone into things with a real gung-ho attitude. I am not in a good space physically. Maybe we should have a plan.
Thea is staring into the cavern and looks incredibly conflicted and just goes, yeah, Mike Robinson ain't in a good place physically either. How long? Hour-ish since power went out?
Yeah, about maybe an hour 30 at this point, yeah. I know, well, trust me, but if it was going to eat him, it had done it already. So he's either alive or he's dead. I don't mean to be callous, but...
Well, I mean,
he's alive.
Yeah. But why don't you, going off of your own instinct from your sheriff days, Yeah. Take it as a missing person. The first few hours that somebody is known to be missing are the most crucial.
Yeah, but this isn't... Okay, this ain't a sheriff case, all right? We've got... He's gonna linger on Cade and Tiff for a little too long. You go, other things to worry about, and I'm just saying, maybe we should make sure everybody's safe before just barging in there. We don't know what we're dealing with at all. And the last time this happened, somebody got shot. Okay?
You know, not for nothing, but this is the problem with people today. You know, you coddle younger folks because you want to protect them. But in all actuality, do you not understand that the one that resides in their head and she points at Cade's head could probably cut any one of us down in our sleep?
Yeah, but they
even if she
wouldn't.
wasn't there.
Like, haven't we established that's not a thing?
Well, we've established that's not an intentional thing.
If you want me to go, I can go.
No.
I think Lakeisha's trying to say that it's a protective thing.
Correct.
Okay, well, maybe just say that thing is out to protect all of us, then talk about it as a threat to all of us.
Well, okay.
Not a threat to us, but a threat to anything that might get at us. How about
Okay,
that?
but you just said it could cut all of us down, so maybe we need to work on our language a little bit.
And the language, not the point.
Okay, everybody
and
shut
Tiffany
the...
just starts walking towards the cave.
Oh, there's no way I'm going to let that happen. Percy will absolutely move to immediately be physically in front.
So right now, who has a flashlight in their position?
I don't think Percy does.
It would be Lakeisha, Bia, and
All right, so there's two.
Well, if there was an extra one in the car, was there an extra one in the car or no? Or was it
we
just the
said
one?
three. So
Yeah, so I maybe I grabbed it and I just handed it to Percy.
Cade
I'm
wouldn't
like,
have.
here, fine. If you don't want me to go first, you take the flashlight.
Great, I will. All right, you know what? Fuck it. Here's the plan. Bia, you watch my back. Lakeisha, you watch Bia's back. Tiff, Cade, watch each other's back. And I'll go in. And I'm going to look at Cade very specifically and say, keep everybody safe. Are we all on the same page? Great.
solid.
I'll turn and walk into the cave way too quickly because I'm done with this fucking conversation. I wish I hadn't started it.
I'm gonna walk side by side with Cade and look at Cade and be like, why are all the older adults so fucking weird?
Something happens to your brain as you age, I swear.
So
It's true,
marching
something
order.
does happen to your brain.
Yeah,
That's beside the point.
That's also the 80s.
That's
Much
beside.
lead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So the marching
true.
order is Percy, Bia, Keisha, and Cade.
Tiffany and Cade are walking with each other.
Yeah, just hustling to keep up.
All right. And
The snow is so tall.
just because everything is like in this like weird mind space right now, what's like the distance that you more or less keep in between each other right now? Or like, 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet?
Probably not much.
Probably not much.
Not more than 5 feet,
Yep.
you know?
Bia's given herself enough room to swing. That's about it.
Right, exactly. Like enough to, elbow room there.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I'm moving as quickly as possible while not like actually running, so it's just a quick sprint or a quick like walk. Like I'm power walking. So
Yeah. Percy never skip power walk day.
yeah, obviously.
Percy invents power walking.
I reach into my pockets, I pull out two 2-pound weights, and I start power walking straight into that cave.
Like thinking in your mind, I would look great in the tracksuit right now.
I was great in a tracksuit.
And I could imagine him even with metallic version of the cans you're wearing right now,
Yeah.
plugged into a Walkman.
He's
right
got
there.
like the neon headband. Yeah, I
Yep.
know.
All right, perfect.
Making the horrific walking noise the whole way.
All right, so walking through this very dark to say the least, you follow what is the trail of and eventually like you don't no longer see anything through the snow because there's just no snow after a certain point, right? As you flash your light around, something catch your attention, like a bit of a reflection. Did you realize it's the head of a bear? The only problem is like it's the only thing there is the head of the bear. There's no rest of bear attached to it.
Y'all see this?
Well, Percy would be the first one to see it because he's the the front with a flashlight, and as you know, venture forward, and like the smell like gets to you, and you do see like that is part of a bear.
Part of a bear, yeah. I linger on it long enough for everybody to like who comes from behind to see it, and then I just move on because I don't feel like that needs an explanation. Everybody knows what the fuck that means. Yeah, this is bad, but I'll just keep moving forward.
And as you look around a bit more, like you probably take a bit more time, a bit more careful. You are able to see some of the remaining bits.
Oh yeah, safety is now off of the firearm at this point.
Anybody that has seen carcasses of animal, like lack of better words, that has been preyed upon by other animal, know what it looks like when something gets open. This bear was very much open. Now, probably with some ease because it may have been asleep. Yeah.
Okay, important question. Does the trail stop here, however? This trail of blood that we've been following.
Roll me investigate a mystery for that. Because you're no longer able right now to follow the initial easily visible trail.
Sure. That is 9 total.
9 total. With that, you are able to see some like disturbance in the ground that would suggest that something was pulled through here, like probably within like half hour or so. And if you want to ask me one of the other question, I'm gonna give you a freebie here.
Okay. How about if we're seeing, first of all, if we're seeing we're seeing the head of bear, assorted entrails, I'm guessing. I guess the question would be, wow.
So you have a very specific question you can ask under investigate mystery, right?
Yeah.
So feel free to have one of those.
There's a couple that could do better or worse here. I'm gonna go with what else can it do? Are there any other markings inside this cavern that indicate its magic-y of any nature? Is it, anything other worldly that we haven't considered yet?
Well, you would know that something being capable of such feat is not what one would consider as part of the natural order of the world, right? It's not covered under Darwin's theory of evolution by any means.
We call time. Bia got kicked out.
Oh, shoot.
For just a second, to give her a second to get back in.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Yeah, I see she got shoved off.
The advantages to pre-recording.
Hey.
I don't remember the last thing I fucking.
No, I'm keeping that in the video. I'm editing that in.
Yeah.
No, you clip that out and then you make it TikTok content.
There you go.
Show.
We gotta add like the old timey, like
and a YouTube short.
We gotta do a whole
17 minutes
put it on TikTok, then you put it everywhere.
Everything is
You
content.
just do a whole ass bloopers.
I do believe, like, it's gonna be confusing for people like are just like watching or listening to like edited version. But yeah, I don't care.
I mean, we can
It's on
edit in
them.
like a little screen that says technical difficulties with like the thing.
We can be quirky. That's fine. We're quirky.
Yeah. So yeah, you are. You're
We're in the
seeing
cave.
that.
We found a bunch of stuff.
You in the
bear
cave. You found remains of a bear.
We found bear bits, part of a nutritious breakfast.
Remains of a Bear is actually the name of my up and coming perfume company. So
Right. Look,
The fact that I made a Smokey the Bear reference like an hour ago is really sad.
Everything is connected. But yeah, you are here with your tree flashlight with the remain of a bear. As for what it can do, well, you can. Yeah, you don't expect. I was speaking of Darwinism. Yeah, it's not something that would be within the natural order of things. By any means, so very much into the vague realm of supernatural. It is as for which flavor of supernatural, until you encounter the creature per se, it's hard to tell. But based on some vision evidence, you can possibly rule out aliens. You can rule out ghosts for sure, because there's a physical form to it. And usually ghosts are very restrained to a specific place, or at least they don't venture that far off. So there's that. Are you going a bit deeper to this place, or do you prepare a approach here?
at this point, I think it's clear that we're on a timetable to try and save a life. So unless somebody stops Percy will continue going further in.
Okay.
B is on the heels. Let's go.
I'll mind my dice roll.
I don't like that. I do.
Terrifying.
I mind your dice roll a lot, actually.
Good.
As we progress forward, though, Keeper, how wide is the opening that we're walking into? Is it narrowing at all? Is it wide enough for at least 3 across? I mean, what are we looking at here?
So one thing you've noticed, just because it's a natural feature, it is not by any means just like very like cone shape, or it like there's places like it narrows, and like some place it is a bit lower, some place it is higher, and sometimes like it turns and goes down a bit further deep. Like this like cave is very much, if you look from the outside, like it would lead up into a hill, right? It's
You got to give it to us in units we understand. How many raccoons?
How many raccoons? How many raccoons?
That is one of a callback. So,
How many raccoons?
it is about.
How we measure things.
Right now, where you are standing is about 10 raccoon wide.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfecto. Thank you.
All right.
If somebody does not
Focus
understand
now.
the raccoon reference, go watch our very first game.
We measure things in raccoons. Welcome to Fiends of Fairwick.
Raccoons are my wife's favorite animal, and I've somehow never told her about this. I don't know why.
How could you?
Honestly, like, this may just be me like shitting on a lot of things, but the raccoon measurement makes as much sense as the imperial system.
That's very fair.
It's true. No, it's true. There's no argument
If-
here.
If anything, it is more consistent.
Yeah, you always know what a raccoon is. You don't know how long a foot is. What
I mean,
the
there's a
fuck is that?
variable like on the raccoon size is a big or a small raccoon, but is there's an average.
Average
it's
size
about
raccoon's about a foot and a half long.
yeah, there you go.
Sometimes two.
So it's about like 10 raccoon wide. At
Like
this
20 feet across. We're
There
good.
you go. And maybe like 5 raccoon tall. And high.
Right. Well, I'm gonna keep charging forward, because stopping may mean another awkward conversation. I keep trying to start conversations and they end terribly. So, towards
You
the
may want to go
beast.
for a seminar for that.
You know what? Giant, terrible, supernatural beast better than awkward conversation.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. So you venture forward a bit further in, and you cannot help but to have through the colsome smell are like a bit like dampened. Like you don't smell things or taste as things as easily in the coal, because temperature fuck up with things. But as you're getting near, like you're feeling a bit of warmth and all that, and you do smell the putrid smell of decay and terrible things. Eventually, as you come across a boot, just a single boot, probably like a bit like more, maybe like 5-10 more feet in after the bear, and eventually a baseball cap, which you know is Mr. Robinson's baseball cap. That is like he's gonna wear that thing until it turns into dust. Type of baseball cap.
At this point, has anyone told Tiffany and Cade who it is, or are we just kind of like? Because this is probably somebody that Tiffany knows.
Would I have recognized him when I saw my vision?
How familiar would you possibly be with this? Is Cade a sports person?
I got a 4, so how about no?
Probably not.
He does not know who this guy is.
I think Bia's gonna go pick up the baseball cap and just is like, oh shit, Mike doesn't take this cap off.
That Mr. Robinson's hat?
Yep.
Who?
He's an old friend of me and Percy's, coach Little League.
He's been my boyfriend's private baseball coach for most of his life until he started high school ball.
Yep.
Right, we all know him.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know him.
That's fair enough. We gotta...
He's a nice fellow. The point is, he doesn't have a lot of time.
Gotta go.
Okay, well, why are we going so slow?
Bia's running.
Because, no, fuck, God, you stubborn woman. I'll run after
Tiffany
her.
starts charging after her.
I mean, which one are you talking about? You know, we.
Lakeisha, I'll break your neck and I'll just keep running after them.
Yeah. Whatever. Come on, Cade.
He's so tense today.
I mean,
I don't know what his problem is.
It's these issues, these dramas.
Bia, roll me a sharp, just straight sharp.
Oh dear.
Because you are running and taking that lead real quick. Just for things that you may
Oh,
hear.
good. Hey, yo, that's an 11.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or not.
Oh.
You will tell me. I'm just going to tell you what you hear. You do hear crunching sound. Yeah, you've heard sounds like that, similar to that, crunching and like more. Sorry if the word may trigger people. Moist sound. You do remember like similar sounds like a couple of years ago from previous experience. You know this is not a good sound by any means.
No.
This is very much the sound of something fleshy with bones in it being chewed upon. And it's very close.
Shit.
So close, in fact, as you probably like hear that and keep moving forward, that part of your flashlight would probably like catch whatever is making said sound.
Yep. I will say Bio would continue charging, but she also, while she's fast, Percy probably could have caught up.
Yeah. So just because this is related and weird, no, not necessarily like direct creature per creature thing, but no, memories are still memories, right? Especially such an event. If you wish to do so, you may roll an act under pressure. To however difficult you feel personally that you want to make it for yourself. Like if you want to roll 3 dice and take it to LOS, or just roll 2 dice and just go do that, I'm gonna give that option to you. It may be fun for narrative purpose. So,
What am I trying to act under pressure to stop, or?
To see how well you can keep your emotional cool under like what is flooding back to you right now. Probably.
Yeah. Considering it happened like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Oh yeah. It is Bad Memory City. Sure. I think I'm just gonna roll it straight and see. Okay. Oh shit! I actually rolled a 13. Nice.
Okay. So you are able to keep some cool in you as you see this very large patchy humanoid-ish creature very much staring to what was Mr. Robinson. There was a 50-50 chance on that situation here. That's why I was rolling earlier.
What? Wait, hold on. Sorry. I feel like I missed that last part because I was messing with Trish in chat. This is her fault. I heard the words damage and rolling.
Yeah. Mr. Robinson is about in similar state as the bear right now.
No offense to Mr. Robinson, but I thought it was towards Bia, so that's relieving.
I mean, give me a minute and...
I mean, rest in... No, don't say that. Keeper, shut up.
Look,
shut up
for
right now.
Context, because people can't see our backstage chat, we were discussing everyone's speed because we had previously discussed the fact that Tiffany's probably the fastest in the group because of who she is.
Yeah.
But we were trying to decide if Percy like body checked her out of the way basically to get to Bia.
To be fair, he was a football star, so
exactly.
But also at the same time, I'm very sorry, Bia. But also, I think we're all glad that you're okay and Mr. Robinson is not, instead of the other way around.
I was gonna say
she's
about to, unless somebody gets to her, she's about to be not okay.
Don't worry, we got this. We don't got this.
So yeah, as we're about to enter probably a slightly higher tension scene, yeah, what's your first reaction to that? To seeing
I think her heart stops for a moment, and she does think briefly and remembers that feeling of predator hunting, and it's like, oh, this is not gonna be fun. This thing is very powerful and a predator. And then she remembers that she's got people right behind her anyways. Here's people coming up behind her. She's going.
Yeah, because people are running at this point. You're probably being a bit noisy, which makes the creature turn its head toward you and towards the light, and you can clearly see its face and its very dark eyes and its elongated snout. I would not say it's werewolf-like per se, because it would not be an accurate depiction of the thing. I'm trying to find what is
Well, in the words of those famous Wayward Sons, Wendigo kind of comes to mind, maybe.
I'm watching that series for the first time.
Are you really?
Famous
I'm on
Wayward
season
Sons.
2.
Enjoy, my friend. Yes,
It's been a
Always
trip.
Watch it.
But
I'm trying to find.
Popular D&D YouTuber Tulak the Barbarian and convinced me to watch it. He insisted it was a great show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this might be a more recent, callback in terms of like movie-like, at least like to the early 2000s. So there is more chance that Abel have probably seen that one, unlike The Lost Boys. Have you ever seen the film series Underworld?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, you may want to watch that one too. It's not too bad. It's not bad.
Hello, I'm very
there's
queer.
this one-
I've seen that movie about 1,000 times.
Bia, you have to fuck the werewolf on the cliff. That's the only way to get out of this. That's the only way.
It's the only way.
Okay. So what does that fall under again? Help out or kick some ass? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Read a bad situation.
So there is in this film like this fella that is more or less of a weird like hybrid like werewolf that his transformation is a bit different from the other. So imagine that, a bit more patchy fur and with a bigger, more snout. So it's like partially humanoid, partially wolf-like. 1000% like fury and anger and hunger. As it sees you right now, and you're flashing and this, as you like flash the flashlight in the animal's eye, there's that weird reflection, and you can see like the gore dripping from its mouth, and it's turning towards you and about to probably pounce. So you have a hot second before shit happen. What do you do there?
Bia's dropping the flashlight so she can have both hands on the bat. She does her best to make sure it's gonna like stay where she drops it, pointing the right direction. But she can hear that the other people are close behind to help. And she's gonna try and wall up the thing, honestly. Just this is not good, and she's pissed.
All right. So do you want to just attempt to take a swing at it?
Yerp.
All right. Well, I do believe it is time to kick some ass, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. She wouldn't have done it before it turned and saw already.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
She's not that reckless.
Yeah. She got a very stern talking to about being reckless from people living and dead. So she's trying. But also, she sees how big it is, how fast it probably is. Running isn't going to help. Oh, no. Oh, that's a 5.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good.
All right. If that's the case, here comes Lakeisha running up, combat boots storming the ground here, and
So
I'd love to use protect someone to help absorb a little bit
All
what
right.
might be going on there.
yeah, as shit is about to hit the fan, just for the sake of my sanity and is make sure that everybody gets to be an absolute fucking badass in this situation. I just want to get like a loose-ish initiative-ish, because I don't think there's an initiative system in this. I don't remember.
There's not, but there's nothing saying you can't have initiative.
Yeah.
So you're rolling both die?
Just yeah, it's because it might be help with tiebreaker and shit, just to have a general idea, and just because of like the general situation. Obviously, Bia would probably be the first one to have first drop on that because she's right fucking there. So
I rolled a 5, but Tiffany will gladly go last if need be. So
I got a 7.
All right. You got 7.
Lakeisha got 11. 6 and a 5.
These dice are going in fucking jail. That's a 2.
Oh.
Snake eyes.
Which honestly makes a bit of sense with how shit you rolled earlier.
Yep.
What, you rolled 5?
Mm-hmm.
And Percy, what did you roll?
Uh-oh.
You know,
The face.
You rolled 2.
sometimes in life, you roll snake eyes alongside somebody else, and you just gotta look at your dice and ask why they did that.
Oh, no.
All right.
Did I roll the highest out of everybody with a 5?
No, Lakeisha rolled 11.
Okay.
I so
What?
badly wanted to help Bia, and instead the
But
dice said,
protect
what if you just let the story happen, bitch? What if you did nothing?
I'm like, does the protect, can I put the protect someone's on 2 people? Can we do that?
Well,
Shit. Oh, no.
let me see.
I will
Oh,
make
that's
as many rolls
usually
that you
protect
want me to.
someone.
because you
Embarrass-
understand this is the ship in the group now. I mean, we gotta protect this at all costs. Are you kidding me right now?
Protect someone's basically a reaction.
Yeah. So roll plus tough.
Okay. All right.
Because instead of Bia getting fucked, you're probably going to be getting fucked here.
Which is
In
fine.
a non,
Okay.
we talk
right.
about underworld and all things like that, and not that way.
Not on the edge of the cliff.
In a
Not
non-thirsty
by a
way.
werewolf.
Correct.
This is for the, FiendsOfFairwick.
Look, it's also a great movie series in general. But I said it in our backstage chat, and I'll say it here. It was the goth kids, and wish we could be goth kids because we have parents that are super strict and would never be down for that shit. That was our version of the Mummy.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a 9 total.
So that's not good.
So
So essentially between 7 and 9, will you protect them, which is good. Yeah, you don't get all crapped on, but you will suffer the harm
right.
that they
So
were
here's
gonna
what happens. Classical Keisha move, and kind of pushes you out of the way with the mechanical arm, and whatever happens
No.
to Keisha at that point.
It will still cause you some harm because are you putting your mechanical arm between
Mechanical
you
harm.
and
Oh, that's the next new shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keisha.
which part of yourself are you putting in
Yeah.
between you and the prey?
So I'm using the arm to super push B out the way.
So it's probably gonna
And
be
that's
your left
gonna
arm that is actually
expose,
gonna get
my whole side
wrecked.
to the creature.
All right. Let me see. Because this is a very dangerous creature. You may want to be smart about how you deal with it.
I refuse to believe it's dangerous, and I refuse to be smart. You can't control me.
We're gonna learn today. We're learning.
I'm not your dad.
Yeah, you're not my dad. I'll die if I want to.
I'm just your daddy.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on.
Sorry, what?
Hold on.
That's going on the TikToks.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes,
Daddy?
Lakeisha, you would suffer 4 harm unless you have things that would help you with
I've
armor.
got my armor on, which that would soak up. What does that soak up? 1 or 2.
No, you're being way too calm. He just said 4 harm. Start freaking out, Cher. Start panicking.
Listen, all of these harm boxes that we haven't been using. Come on, that's what they're there for.
Well,
I get it.
Okay, speak for yourself about not using harm boxes.
You have a character sheet, and I want to make sure that you use 100% of it.
No, okay, no. Hold on. Thank you, Keeper, for being so kind. Also, fuck you. What the hell do you mean 4 harm?
All right, fine. Then how about this? So, how are we? Let's look at the luck boxes, for example.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
You may want to use that, right? It's a good thing. Essentially, I do believe like the lock is essentially automatic 12.
Right.
Mhm.
So happy to start
It's a
that
12,
process.
or you can prevent all harm from a single injury.
Correct.
Yeah. So you may want to do that.
So we're gonna prevent all harm. So again, runs up, doof, 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 move, whew, and just like flat hand pushes B to the side, and this thing swipes at Lakeisha.
It just would have been timing. Just like you like felt like that dread of destiny. Like you would have been like so fucked in a moment. And something like just mess with destiny just a little.
Well, I feel like
you
since
were able to
this
get out of the way.
Since the mechanical arm, I mean, this is an arm that's built to be tough, you know, and not just for tough either, even stronger. If it's not adamantine, you know what I mean? It's strong enough that I think the creature may now have put scratch marks in it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the paint job's done. You know,
I mean, it has been established that 4 tough will not cut it.
correct.
Um,
Not in this.
so, not in this instance. So yeah, you are able to push Bia out of the way, and you are essentially face to face with what is easily, even like slightly bent over, close to 7 foot tall. Feral wolf-like being. So yeah, since we're going that loose initiative, and you're right there, let's go with what you do there.
Yeah, rifle comes out, steps back, and just unloads right center mass in this thing, since it's such a nice big target.
Yeah.
And we rolled a 5 and a 4 again, plus tough, correct? For a total of 10.
Yeah. All right. So on 10, we kick some ass. It would work for sure. You would like be able to, like, whatever like is the harm that you inflict with your weapon. No, I don't know what a shotgun does exactly.
Oh yeah.
You tell
So Shoddy,
how much harm does it inflict?
definitely it is a broad weapon. So there's like peeled fur, probably if this thing's got a furry chest that has peeled the skin away. There's shrapnel happening across the chest of this thing. It's probably snarling and angry. And again, just steps back, cocks again, and gives it a little bit of more space.
Yeah, but number-wise, I need that number.
I'm sorry.
Like, how much does it do?
I'm caught in the cinema of it. Forgive me. Let's see. Shoddy is 3 harm, close, messy.
Close, messy. You realize that it is like it would probably be devastating to a normal person. It's not like it hurt them. Like it definitely did some damage. But that creature has like a thick hide.
Got it. Okay. So less shrapnel, more like a rash. Great.
Yeah, if anything, you just pissed him off.
Okay. All right. Higher ordnance. Got it. This thing has a tough hide. And she backs off.
All right. And just for like our initiative and things like that, just to keep track and like how people did things, you essentially like use a quick reaction earlier to save Bia, and you're saying you're essentially action economy to or the creature. I'm gonna put the creature at the end of that thing to do whatever it needs to do, which would bring us roughly to Cade, which you probably, as you're like coming in, hearing all sort of shit. You heard a gunshot. It's a cave, which means that it is very, very loud in here.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready for tinnitus.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time. I still haven't decided how I want to do this.
Yeah. And if you would be the next one to take any action,
Because
so you can think about it.
I already know exactly what I'm
Kate
doing.
doesn't use it often, and I just feel like this is gonna go so bad. But like, let's try it. Kate doesn't use it often, but she does have a crossbow. So she is going to whip out her crossbow and try and fire at the guy.
Yeah. I think you've used it.
I think maybe like once, literally. Yeah.
And you realize that
It didn't work very well. So I mean,
I don't think
see how this goes.
it has any mechanical benefit, but Percy has a full-on panic attack that Cade just pulled a fucking crossbow out of nowhere. Where the fuck did you get a goddamn crossbow?
Determined, and I know this because I've had to go watch it because we're working on writing up all the backstage lore,
okay.
that Kate has a magical crossbow that is in her book that she could just pull out that her demon gifted her.
Okay, retcon. Percy was way too drunk to remember the last time this happened.
Totally fair.
Okay,
I mean, I do
fair.
believe your character was drunk during that.
Okay, amazing. This is the first time he's remembering seeing it.
Well,
I
this is
love
how
that.
you know that. This is how you know Cade's a queer icon. Crossbow.
Yeah.
Fair.
Crossbow, queer icon.
Crossbow and a skinny legend.
There
all
you go.
established.
There you go.
Wow, skinny legend, queer icon, and has a daddy.
She's
inside
actually
them.
pretty
Truly
curvy,
just...
but
Oh, we love it.
yeah,
No,
Kate's
hold
actually
on.
pretty curvy.
Hold on, Kate. If you could actually just emphasize to us how curvy Kate is, so that we could get the fan art going. Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
No,
I
all
won't
of this
lie
is gonna
to
get
you.
Cut out and is going to end up being on TikTok.
I don't know. There's a picture that I put in as part of the collage.
Okay, great.
That's her
great.
body.
Okay,
I have to get the artwork to
fan art. Kate has to be
So-
super curvy and has the shadowy demon daddy behind them, so you can really
Interwebs?
just nail
short
that
and curvy.
together. There you go.
Interwebs assemble.
All right.
Assemble.
So,
Get the
Kate,
fan
yeah,
art.
roll
Let's
to
go
kick some
back
ass.
to work.
So I did.
Yeah, I'll let that go for you.
So I definitely got a. So how much is it? 5 because I have -1 tough.
Whew. So, I guess you were
great.
you were expecting to fight something like
Please
all right,
don't
let's
use this.
shoot it. You were not expecting to the sheer size and of the thing. Yeah, I don't think with a 5 it does anything. If anything, I think you somehow hurt yourself. What is it when you fuck up? You kick some ass again.
Oh, I have no idea.
Let me just. It's been a while since.
It's not even on mine.
Yeah. So usually on a 7+, so 7 between 9, you would inflict the harm on each other. For your general sake, and just because it would not make sense narratively based on your general placement, I would not say you get hurt currently, which is good. But yeah.
So say
But what was the actual dice roll? It was not snake eye, all right?
No, I had a no, because I rolled 4, 5, 6. I rolled 6, but then I have a -1 tough.
Okay, good. Because as you roll snake eye, I would have let's see if you shoot
Ruined
one of
my
your
life.
friend in the butt.
That's fair.
All right, but yeah, now you know what you're facing with a bit of light, because there's not much light right now available. You have 3 flashlights, which are wildly flailing around right now.
Kate does not have one of those flashlights,
No.
so she did not have a good eyesight on this thing anyway.
Well, there's one on the ground.
Yeah, which is just see vague shape, which probably makes it even more terrifying.
Yeah, it's probably looks awful right now.
All right, but yeah, to our girl Tiff would be on deck, or
All right.
Percy, you have the same in it roll, so you're both you're both.
No.
He has
on
already
here.
tried to do something, so
Are you sure?
yeah.
Okay. Like you can go first. I will let you.
We can duke it out after Tiff.
Such a gentleman.
All right, cool.
This is them arguing in real time as they are.
Percy runs up with his gun and looks at me and goes, "Are you sure you can go first?" Like,
And then Tiffany walks directly between them and sticks her hand out and is going to use one of her new magical moves.
Amazing.
So I'm going to roll it and we're going to see how I do, because if I roll real well, this is going to be really fun. And if I roll real shitty, this is going to be
use
really
magic's
fun.
roll plus weird.
It is plus weird, yes. Ooh.
Is it bad?
That's real bad. Well.
What is happening to us?
We're dying.
Hang on a minute. Let me look and see how bad this is going to be.
And what exactly are you doing?
I am using my new skill, telekinesis.
Okay.
But
How bad did you roll?
With
Is it
my
below
weird,
7?
With my weird, a 5.
Okay.
So she is going to she's gonna cause chaos and she's gonna use a luck point and get the council back involved.
All right.
So she's gonna take the 12 with her luck point.
Mark that down.
On a 12 or more,
Yes.
I get to choose 3 options plus advance options. So
Yeah, it's only at the cost of your soul. Congrats.
it's not really my soul. It's more
Yeah.
the fact that the Council of Wizards get all up in my shit because they know that I only perform really, really well when I'm protecting the people I care about. That's not going to backfire at all.
Yeah,
No, not at all.
this will not backfire and bite you in the ass.
No, but this is kind of like lore-wise, this is where she learned how to do it. So she casts telekinesis, gets a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. So the first thing I'm going to do is it is going to be held fast. So wherever it is now held in place completely. Whatever I pulled up to like wrap it up, like whatever vines or viscera or whatever is around that I have bound around this thing is going to cause 3 harm crushing damage to it.
Okay.
And then because of, this is just, I wanted to set it on fire, but at the same time, I have something else I can do. I'm going to keep it under my control. So until my next turn or whenever you say, or it breaks free or whatever, it doesn't really make it clear. I'm going to keep it under my control and held in place.
Okay, and I have a feeling that like narratively, like it would like be like the like wrap effect, like particularly that would probably like give you some control over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that you feel like you can reason with.
No, I can't reason with it. It like under physical control. I can hold it in place.
Yeah.
But like if I take damage or what, I'll let you decide because it isn't very clear as to how long I can do that.
Yeah, I don't think it would be for a very extended period of time, just based on like the nature of the creature. All right. Yeah, so you did some damage to it, and you did like, from what you could see like it like being like contracted just a little bit.
It's almost like I'm mentally like crushing its rib cage and just holding it there.
Yeah, perfect. Good. And in whatever order you want to go, Percy, you may go there.
I'll just be like, I've got it. Somebody kick its ass.
Sarah, you want to go first? Percy is not going to cause harm to it.
Neither is Bia.
Well, okay. It may actually, you know what? I will request to go first if you're okay with that.
Go for it.
Okay. I would like to, Mr. Keeper. I would like to act under pressure.
Okay.
I want to try and recall information about whatever it is that we're looking at to see if I can determine what best harms it.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna use my special move. which is as an expert I can roll sharp instead of cool with this, because Percy has a -1 to cool. Oh, 12.
12. Cool. I
went from rolling a 2 to a 12.
All right. So it's act under pressure, right?
Yes.
But don't you have something that you can do specifically for you?
Yeah, so for me, I can just roll sharp instead of cool to act under pressure. Okay. So I'm just trying to stay cool and recall information about this because I saw some people deal harm to it and it didn't do a lot. So I want to know why, what's going to cause damage to it, what I can do here.
You may not have dealt with that in your past because if you did, you would have remembered.
Okay.
Yeah. But you are a bit of a nerd. You do read like folklore and all the books and all that shit.
Yeah.
And just based on his like physical characteristic, you do like have some like physical element of what would lycanthropy would be.
Mm-hmm.
But just his physical form is, I guess one would say, different or corrupted from what it should be, as it was something happened to it to be like that, but not just like the curse per se.
Okay. Not just because something else happened to it.
Yeah. As for what usually would hurt such a creature, there's always the old classic of either set it on fire or poke it with silver and shit like that.
Well, we don't have silver. Real quick, if I don't have an answer for this, that is okay. Do I feel like this creature in front of us right now could be one of the citizens of the town?
There's no distinguishable feature that you would be able to recognize at this time.
Okay.
You don't know anybody that is that big in the town for sure.
Okay, if you will allow it, then I would like to pull... Actually, I honestly don't know if Bia knows how to use this, but I'm going to give it to her anyways. I'm going to pull the bottle of fucking just basically 98% alcohol out of my pocket.
Good old moonshine.
Yep, and the lighter. This is my flamethrower. Like, mechanically, it's a flamethrower, and I'm going to hand it to Bia and say, fire tends to hurt it. And I'm going to start running towards Tiff, and that is my turn.
Fire? Really? You couldn't have told me that like 30 seconds ago, Dad? Jesus.
I haven't slept in 72 hours. I'll just...
All right.
I'll start running towards Tiff.
Lakeisha realizes that this one says Dad, and she's like...
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
All right, Bia. You have a bottle of moonshine, Everclear, or whatever you want to call it, and some fire to your disposal.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing. Bia was gonna run. Like, Bia was gonna tell everybody to get the fuck out while Tiff had it under control.
You do what you need to do.
I mean, I still have it under control.
Yeah.
With the question for Percy, would Percy have revealed some of that updated knowledge that they discovered?
The only thing that Percy mentioned was about fire.
Just fire, and that's it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he just mentioned fire. He wouldn't have kept it quiet.
Got you. All right. A question for the keeper then. Does this creature happen to... I mean, every time we come across a feral creature like this, I think Lakeisha is always super vigilant about its characteristics, its physical makeup. Do the claws on this feral creature match the claw that she is saved from the site when her dad's murder occurred?
I'll be able to answer that question on your turn based on your roll.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right, Bia.
She is holding this and looks at it, looks at Percy and goes, I never thought I'd be the one to say this. Are you sure it's a good idea to be fighting this thing now? I just saw how much Lakeisha did not hurt it. Should we go and regroup, try to figure some shit out, and try again?
Keeper, am I allowed to respond?
You are allowed to respond. I would say, as like she's asking that question, you are able to also see that this creature is currently physically fighting back whatever happened to him like just an instant ago. You're not sure how long this will last.
I'm gonna roll for something real quick.
Roll for stupid.
Roll for.
We don't use that word.
I roll really well when it's rolling for stupid.
Roll for Percy.
You know what? I'm not gonna tell you what I roll, but Keeper, if I rolled high, what do you think that means? Do you think that means bravery or intelligence?
Intelligence.
I would say it's intelligence.
All right.
Sorry, I'm not the keeper.
No, it's all good. No, okay.
No, it would track.
I'm gonna look at Bia then, because Lord knows I didn't roll high. I'm gonna look at Tiff holding it in place. I'm gonna look at Cade, who fucking summoned a crossbow I didn't know about from thin air. I'm gonna look at Lakeisha, who somehow blocked its claws. I'm gonna look at Bia and go, this is gonna sound weird, but at what point have we ever had a better chance? I'm gonna keep running where I'm going.
Which is?
Towards Tiff. I want to be side by side with her.
Okay.
All right. Then Bia...
Tiff is probably less in a CQC situation than Bia was. So I'm assuming you're running based on that, you're probably running away from the creature.
Yes,
no, I kind of ran between them on my move to get.
I want
there
to be next to Tiff for a specific reason.
No, that makes sense now.
But I will look at Bia before I run and just like give her like a baseball motion and just go nod my head and then run towards Tiff.
I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. I would like to put some of the alcohol on the bat and light my bat on fire.
Right.
That's good. I like that.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. Go for it.
Let's go.
And kick some ass. However, if you roll terrible with that, be aware. Splashback is the thing.
Oh, I know. So
anybody like fluid, like they don't stick on things.
Are you sure? I mean,
okay. The specific like fire breathing stuff that you put on equipment that is designed to stay on that and stay on fire. Yes, not moonshine. On
wood doesn't work.
Because using specific fire breathing liquid would have been the smart thing to do. We've established very clearly.
Well, good. I rolled a 12.
All right. Yeah, kick some ass.
So.
Fuck yeah.
That is 3 harm, and it is magic.
Okay, which is good. And I would say to that, add 1 for the fire for now. To also be considered, like, if you fuck up, that this will bite you in the ass.
Oh, yeah. And then 10 plus 1 extra effect. I think I'm going to preemptively choose the you suffer less harm from whatever this thing's about to retaliate with, because Bia has only 1 armor now and not 2.
Yeah, I would say that is smart. Perfect. So that would be like your turn here, which would normally bring here at this like creature's turn. But right now it is temporarily restrained, but you do feel Tiff, your hold on it like being pulled apart, and it will probably pounce back whenever, within like the second or so, which bring us back to the top of things with Lakeisha.
All right, so this thing is constricted. Again, looking to look at the claws and the makeup of this creature, does either tooth or claw resemble the remnants that were found at the scene of my father's death? Because
right.
she is held onto those remnants.
Just roll, because there's nothing specific for that per se. Roll me plus sharp.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Oh, that was balls indeed. That's only 4. But to mark an experience for that.
Right now it's such a chaotic situation, which makes sense narratively that you rolled absolute garbage here. It's so chaotic, there's so little light that it would be very difficult for you to determine anything per se. Best way to know if it will Sam is to actually get bit or slashed, you would be able to have a trace on you, but you maybe not want that.
Probably not. Yeah. But otherwise, all right, we're holding it in place, but what are we analyzing this thing, or are we ending it?
You have a feeling that whatever hold is being held on it, it's pretty much fading right now. So don't fuck around, or you're gonna find out.
Got it. So, but if she throws that same question out to the air to her comrades, anybody that wants to respond.
What was the question again?
Are we just gonna analyze this thing, or are we ending it?
Oh yeah, Kay's not answering that question. No.
Yeah, Percy's gonna look at Lakeisha and say, "It killed someone. You want it to kill again?"
Fine. Dodge this, you motherfucker. And she's right in its either its eye hole or its mouth, if its mouth is snarling and open or something like this, since it can't move on me at the moment.
All right. Yeah.
Come on. Roll better. Not better. Well, a little better. A little.
All terrible.
A little better. Okay, that's plus tough, so that's only a 6.
You're about to use a weapon, and it misfire.
Fuck out of here.
There's a jam.
God. And she just
which is not good.
Not at all. She steps back. She's cussing like a sailor, trying to unjam this thing.
Yeah, no, it's really not ideal, especially right now. Especially you feel what was squished a little bit. Its form is getting vigor again, to say the least, which will bring us to Cade, freeze frame.
Dude, they are truly a ninja.
I'm freeze framing.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry.
That was a beautiful sound clip. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, perfect. So Cade, your crossbow bolt is nowhere to be found. You just assume it might disappear magically. It's the magical crossbow. But yeah.
Can I do something?
Yeah, friend.
Dangerous. Not dangerous. I just want to trap my new thing.
I mean, you know my answer to that.
So, Cade did just level up with that last fail. So I took a rote, which is basically a super use magic spell. And so I wrote up a low magic spell for her. I called it weakness first, but I think I'm going to call it Thorn. Use magic to identify a creature's weakness. Could be an element they are weak to or a weak point they have. So I'm going to roll to see how that goes.
All right. Yeah. Roll for that.
And that's
To
oh, the thing is, she does have to do something before. She has to use a rune or symbol written or engraved on a surface, and she has to spill blood, taking 1 harm to herself or willing person. So she is going to take 1 harm by quickly carving something like in the back of her hand, and she's going to cast Thorn, and we'll see how it goes.
yeah.
That's 11.
That's 11. Is that like is it like just a magic or big magic?
It says it's just like use magic.
All right, it's just use magic. All right.
The roads causing consequences or failing are known to you in advance. Oh, the only thing is I kind of know what happens if I fail.
Yeah.
So it's like use magic, but
yeah,
I already know what happens if I fail.
Yeah. All right, so that's 11. So it's not bad, right? It's
11's pretty good. So on 11, I locate the weak spot or a weak element, and future attacks done with either that element or on that spot get +1 to the roll, and the first person to attack after, like, she tells everyone what the weak point is, gets +1 harm.
all right. So if you are looking for what may be potentially fatal, there are 2 very good targets. Either you somehow manage to pierce his heart, which has been proven to be fairly difficult just because, well, somebody just shot it point blank with a shotgun and it did a flesh wound. Or if you are able to completely sever its head. Those are the best way to do it,
It
really.
also does not seem very simple to do.
With the right tool, it's usually simple.
How about a magic baseball bat?
I mean, magic does help.
How would I have to hit the thing to sever its head
Yeah.
with a baseball bat?
It's magic.
I mean, in one of those other systems, some might call that a spiritual weapon. You know.
That's true. That's
Oh.
true.
Oh,
So,
make it nice and spiky and aluminum. Yeah.
That's the best part. Put chains around it. But yeah, Kate's gonna go ahead and yell out, either we're cutting off its head or we're stabbing it in the heart. Oh no, Sarah.
Yeah. No, either. Yeah, it's really your option is to, or good old fire.
Yeah, and she yells that out to everyone, so they know. Like, those are their options. Either that or we get out of here. Make up your
Sorry, do we
mind.
need to pause one more time to let
I think so.
Back on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interwebs be a beast this evening.
Yes.
What can you do? Yep. But ooh, this is getting good.
While we're waiting, can I expose you all to my nerdiness, because I had a lot of fun writing this full spell.
Oh, you're a nerd? Okay, that's
Damn,
cringe.
sorry.
All
I
right.
know.
You know, when that IRL
Fungus hit her
live,
with it.
you know, the IRL witchy live gets over there.
Listen, I can hold it. But yeah, so like on the 10 plus, next person who hits the spot, or next person who attacks gets +1 to harm, and then any other attacks against the like with the weakness or against the weakness gets +1 to a roll. On a 7 to 9, like so normal, just any future attacks get +1 only to the roll. If I miss, the next attack against me gets +1 to their roll, and the next move that I take gets -1.
Oh.
Wow.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my goodness. And I'm just why am I just noticing Jay's shirt like right now? Are you kidding me?
It's a good shot.
Because I keep
Classic,
leaning
man.
back. This was a
While
gift
Sarah
from
comes back, I'm
my
gonna go.
gift from my wife.
with
I love it.
Little keeper's
Look,
mark.
I got a demon
Yeah, go
dog.
for it. The little keepers.
All right. So
Also, while we're hyping people up, Eva, your new model is incredible. I was looking at it the other day. Fuck, that's so good.
Thank you.
It's so good. Who designed it?
So the person's name is Hal. Their username is W-HAIE or something. HIAE. I'm dyslexic.
Good.
But yeah, I saw their stuff and I was like, honestly, I'm into it. And I was like, hey, can I trust you to like give my like avatar like black features? And they even like put like my collarbone that I've always been insecure about. They like looked at pictures of me and put like my like, because I have a sort of protrusive collarbone. They even put that on the model.
That's
which
so
was
good.
Really sweet. I thought
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. I already want to change your hair. I'm gonna give her braids, but yeah.
oh yeah.
So good.
Because you can't tell she's black.
Yeah, I
want
can't.
a little more.
That's why I asked, because I saw it and I could tell, and I was like, "Oh, that's so rare. That's good. That's fucking."
All day, all yay. Representation. Love it.
All day. I mean, she does have like the features, but I want a little extra hint because not everyone's gonna be what people are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, wait till I tell you about the D&D module I'm about to publish. We'll get to that in a second. Ria is back.
Welcome back.
All right, so
I'm
let's
back.
just jump back in so we don't run out of time because we
Yeah,
do
go for
have
it.
to do a post show tonight.
Do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, yeah. So you're able to, find it, like, what could potentially hurt it, amongst a few extra things that could, finish the job, but it's not an easy task. Which bring us to our girl, Tiff, and would be on deck, or Percy, in whichever order you want to go.
I think Tiff went before me last time, so I'm gonna say stick with that.
Well, Tiff goes before you because she actually rolled better earlier.
Oh, well then, then definitely.
So I feel like this thing is going to be loose as soon as I'm like up, unless I re-roll and do really, really well again.
Yep.
I'm just gonna did Cade like yell out, aim for its heart or aim for its neck?
Yeah, yelled out, cut off its head, stab its heart, or let's get the fuck out of here, basically.
And she's gonna look at Percy. Are we running or am I hitting this thing? Because fire.
That's a Tiff question, unless she wants to verbally ask.
No, that's what she's saying. She's saying
okay.
Saying it's Percy. Are we running or am I hitting this thing?
I shouldn't keep leaving this up to the dice, but I'm gonna roll again. Well, that's the most fucking middle of the road roll you could ever possibly make in your life. Fuck it. Percy's gonna put his hands on Tiff's shoulders, point her towards it, lean down to whisper in her ear and say, "You've got this."
Okay. I'm gonna kick some ass and use my magical combat stuff. So I am gonna drop the telekinesis and I'm gonna try to beat the shit out of this thing with
Sounds
fire.
good to me.
I hope I don't regret that.
Oh, that's a much better roll. That's a 7 plus. Is that a 7? Hold on. No, I can't add. Hold on a second. I moved my dice as I was rolling it, moving it closer to me and trying to add. It's plus weird, right? Because it's with mine. Oh no, it's right at a 7 is what it is. Well, that's not going to be good. Or maybe it is. We're in a cave, right? It's not like a big full of dry shit cave.
No.
It was a 7?
It's a 7, yeah.
Okay.
It's a 7, so it's a mixed success. So I hit it. Let me look at. So my stuff, it's a little weird because I have to roll for my magic. It's kick some ass, not use magic for my magical damage. Mm-hmm. So on a 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on established dangers in the game. So there's all this. So I can inflict terrible harm, so I can do 1 extra harm to it, which is what I'm going to do. And then for my magic, I'm using my blast and my fire. So it's going to take 5 total damage. It's going to catch fire, but the fire can spread if there's other things in the room and you choose to let it spread.
Yeah, I mean, y'all flammable last I checked.
Well, yes, but it's a blast damage at the creature.
Yeah. What was your roll? What was it the total?
I rolled a 7 total, which is, the bottom end of a mixed success. So I can take my 1 hold and do extra harm, which is 1. The blast damage is 2, so that's 3. And then my fire damage is another 2, so that's 5 damage total that it takes. And then I take whatever damage it takes in retaliatory. I can talk.
Which we establish as what it does is 4 harms.
Okay. Well, then Tiff is going to take 4 harm, and this is not good because one thing that I did not add on my last one is I take 1 harm when I cast telekinesis. It's like a brain thing.
Okay. If
Tiffany is now at 5 harm.
Yeah.
Well, if Lakeisha...
But this thing is on fire, and it also took 5 fire damage.
Yeah, it is in very bad shape right now.
The arm is probably fireproof as well, and if Lakeisha jumped in at first to try and defend B, she sure as shit is not gonna let Tiff take all that harm. So I think Lakeisha would try to intercept this again as well, protect someone, and if you'd permit me to roll for that, Keep.
Sure. Try for it.
Keeper, can I simultaneously protect somebody?
Wait. No. I have the take 1 less harm from the monster.
Then you also protect
I'm trying to...
Right, but we've already established that only one person can do it.
Yes.
It is a reaction, but it's usually also it's like an action reaction, so it's going to be up to the keeper to decide who's allowed to
cede mine to be.
Yeah, because you try, you're probably still fucking around with your firearm.
Right, exactly.
Earlier.
I am at the narrative.
So I will let.
I'm still trying to recock my my shoddy. I'd be happy to see that to be in.
I would let it in between Bia or Percy to attempt. That would be your thing on that.
Percy wants to, but mechanically Bia should. So Sarah, I'm gonna leave this up to you. It is totally up to you. Okay, go for
Bia's
it.
Absolutely protecting. She just now has to roll for it instead of just doing it, which is fine. A little sad, but nope, that is fine. That's an 11.
Hell
11,
yeah.
which is not terrible. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. That is, I get to choose an extra. So if I were to choose inflict harm on the enemy, do I get another crack at it with the bat? If not, then I will just choose suffer. Oh, cool.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Bia's just gonna step up. It goes forward. She goes, "Fuck no!" And we're gonna do. So that's another 4 total harm to it then.
Yeah.
And I will take.
Right now. Yeah.
It's 4 harm and -1 for armor and -1 from that kick some ass. So I take 2. Okay.
So you still technically like get hurt with 10 plus. It's only like a 12 plus that you don't get hurt at all.
Well, she is still taking some or all of the harm.
Yeah.
I'm not choosing to reduce.
I will reduce it by 1.
Your roll?
Oh, if I add +1, that's a 12.
Okay, then. There you go.
Is that from Cade's spell?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Teamwork made the dream work.
All right.
So how much harm do I take versus Bia?
So Tiff would take no harm, right? Because that's the protect someone.
That's
And so Bia would take, it would be 4, but it's reduced down to 0 at 12?
Yeah,
oh, I
unarmed
see. On a 12 plus. Yep.
and out of danger. You essentially
Sweet.
push him and roll and
Let's
Womp.
go.
Let's go. All right. Then
yeah. You were also you were able to take a crack at it, I do believe, right? At the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's 4 harm.
Hmm. And Percy, you can think of what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, everyone's done their job real well. And Percy has not done a whole lot. So I think seeing everybody do what they need to without him doing anything is encouraging on a lot of levels, because maybe the weight of the fucking world ain't on his shoulders.
The creature would look worse for rare right now. It's not like
Okay. Well, he gave away his flamethrower, and he don't have a magical bat nor magic. So, there ain't honestly a lot he can do, but he's got one thing. So he's gonna pull out his gun, just point it over Tiff's shoulder, with Bia probably kind of right next to them because she just protected them, so it's between both of them. He's gonna just take a shot at the monster.
all right. Do you want to get tinnitus? Because that's how we get tinnitus.
We can heal it later. We have magic. Can I do a precise strike?
You can try.
Okay. Rolling.
You roll tonight, so you can try.
Rolling tough.
How much did you fuck up, buddy?
You know how I fuck up in the most important parts basically every episode?
Yeah, I mean, that's your brand.
Yeah. I rolled 11 plus 1, so 12.
Oh, good job.
You bastard!
For once!
Yes, motherfucker!
All right, so yeah, where are you shooting him?
Right between the eyes. Which deals a total of... Hold on. Let me make sure. How much does my gun do? Yeah, 5 harm. I'm sure it has some sort of resistances.
Yeah,
but
it has some sort of resistance.
Yeah.
But things have been you have to consider that it is currently on fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's been held magically, and it's and that is enough to drop the creature.
Uh-huh.
As it drops, from what you can see from the shifting shadow and the bit of light that is in this chaos, his body twitch a little bit, and his form shift back into the being that it was prior to being that. Cade.
Yes.
You do loosely recognize the person.
Wait, what?
From an encounter earlier today. It is not the lady that knocked at your window.
Okay.
Fuck.
Not my future girlfriend. Got it.
Nah. But
Fuck
it is somebody that was in that van.
Okay.
I want somebody to roll me, anybody that wants it, because that person is very naked right now. To roll me just plus sharp.
7. 6 plus 1. Oh,
Wait,
wait,
am I
no,
rolling
because it's 2 dice. Never mind. Let me roll the other die.
Yes.
It's 12.
12.
I rolled 1 die just out of habit with somebody roll me a d6 real quick.
So, beside a few scar on his body, there is a variety of tattoo and markings on him. Some are just, typical ink. Like, some a bit more cryptic. You don't have the possible understanding of what it is just yet. But with a bit of time, a bit of drawing pad, you may be able to cross-reference some note later on. But for now, you are safe-ish. You have currently the body of this stranger and whatever remain of one of your neighbor. However you want to deal with that, that is entirely up to you.
Before anybody can destroy the body further, Lakeisha more than likely, in the interest of bringing this information back to the agency, is probably has like one of those small mini spy cameras of the age, just snapping photos of those strange markings, of the, we're doing a CSI on site here.
So right now we're essentially like doing like the quick wrap up montage. So we have that little dossier, thing that you are essentially taking picture and making notes. I don't know about the rest of you. What is the few things that you end up doing? Because, well, there's a few things that are currently on your plate.
Bia's putting out her bat.
Smart. It's starting to burn a little bit.
Is it scorched? Okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Scorching it makes it waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
Percy's just gonna kind of stumble back and look across everybody and recognize that while he took the final shot, he didn't really do a lot and everything went okay. And there's a weird amount of relief in the back of his head for that.
Okay.
Tiffany just kind of rubbing her temple and was like, okay, that hurt more than I expected. I have a little bit of a headache. Because nobody saw her get hurt. For her, it's like a mental strain that she gets her harm from. So now she's just kind of got she looks a little dazed and she's got a wicked ass headache. And she's just like, can we just get home, please? And call the agency to come clean this up.
No. So what are you doing with Mr. Robinson's body right now?
I would say Tiffany's vote is leave it and call the agency and have them take care of things because we don't want any part of us being here as evidence with the local authorities.
Once Tiff says that out loud, matter of fact, that's exactly what Lakeisha nods her head and says, yeah, that's going to be the strategy right here.
You've got that weird traveling phone thing in your car, right?
Yeah. So I can radio them and let them know.
You think there's more of these?
More to this?
Let's talk after we get this taken care of.
Yeah, let's. And she just kind of looks at Percy. She's like, let's go home.
Yeah, let's all clear out. I'm just going to make sure that we didn't leave anything behind.
There's another answer to that right there, and gestures to her belt full of grenades.
No,
that feels.
Let's just get the agency involved and let them handle it. It's dead.
Yeah, I just want to.
They are going to want the body anyway. If you blow it up, they're just going to be more angry with you.
Listen, screw them and their policy of bringing in things, undisturbed. I mean, if it's not a problem anymore, I'm sure they'll leave my ass. Never mind.
He deserves a burial.
It's fine.
At least let the Robinsons bury him.
Yeah.
So, as you are realizing the cons of blowing things up, and you make your way towards the truck, you do notice obvious lights. Both from power company and good old blue and red, because there is a car crash. But that is something that you may have to deal with later on, and that's where we are wrapping up.
I was about to say, Kate takes a 180 and dips. She's out.
Oh, Bia, your car is still there.
Real quick.
She said, nope. See y'all later.
At the end, now that everybody's like chilling out a little bit and calming down, as Tiffany was leaving, she didn't have her jacket. She grabbed Percy's old football jacket.
Yeah.
She's been wearing it the whole time.
You were fucking freezing.
I was cold at his house. I mean, I had said it with the last episode. She had no intention of going anywhere. She just went over there and was like curled up. She didn't grab her jacket or anything. She didn't think she was going to be outside.
So yeah, that's, things and consequences and other things to deal with, and whatever this may mean for your future or what is going on in this town. Who knows? I know. I do, but you don't. Great.
There you go. So time for post show. Yes, real quick.
Yeah.
Post show.
Freeze frame.